My name is Magesh Nandikkara. I am working as a senior technical program manager with Mastercard. Yeah, I mean, so I think it was, I would say, like a lot of things were happening in my personal life as well. So, for example, we were expecting our first child. We also got a mortgage, bought a house, and then I also started my citizenship process, and even the master's program itself. To be honest, I kind of underestimated it at the beginning. I thought it would be a lot easier. This is not going to be straightforward. I would say, managing my personal life. So, we had a newborn child, and I remember this. So, especially after the first semester, I had to actually write an exam. And it's been a long time since I have, written an exam. And so this was sometime in May, if I'm not wrong. And my wife, she was, heavily pregnant at that time. And, and when the baby was finally born, I think one of the first things that kind of hits you is the sleep deprivation. So in terms of my motivation, I guess it kind of comes to me a bit naturally. I'm a very goal-oriented person. And I kind of knew that, if I managed to do this master's degree, it would really help me to stand out in the crowd. And it would help me to find, better roles. So I would say, so to me, it's like, I think there are like two things that kind of came to my mind, when I was doing this master's. So like I said, I am working in program management right now. And I believe, one of my key responsibility is to deliver products and services as quickly as possible. But I think after doing this master's, now I want to give a different direction to my career. I like to build things. I like to deliver products. I like to be, you can say, technically involved with the team, rather, not just be from a coaching role, I want to be involved, I guess the right word is being hands-on, I want to be hands-on with the development team. So you can say, this master's has kind of reignited my passion and my love for building things. So I would say, the master's in MSc helped me to kind of stand out. Like I said, if you look at, most of the agile coaches or, people who are in the agility space, they would be non-technical, they would be mostly focused on, creating high performance teams, changing culture, changing behavior. I think, this master's degree kind of helped me to distinguish myself from all the other agile coaches out there, because, I could, talk about technical things. So even in the interviews, that I gave, I could talk about how do you build a CI/CD pipeline? What are the challenges that the team is going to face? In fact, some of the companies that I interviewed with, they really didn't have like a functioning CI/CD pipeline, and they were interested in, implementing a proper CI/CD pipeline. And it's not just theory, I do understand the intricacies of, what software development is all about. So I feel again, this master's has kind of helped me to stand out when I was looking for a job. And like I said, I think that the current role that I'm doing, which is a senior technical program manager, I was able to get this role specifically because, I have this master's degree.